What's up, everybody? It's like 2 o'clock in the morning right now, and I can't sleep. I went to sleep for like an hour, but I woke up. But anyway, I've been needing to make this video, so I'm gonna do it right now. So I've been telling you guys, something happened to me, and I haven't told you what it was yet, but I'm about to let you know. So I actually went to jail. It's crazy, right? I never thought I'd be going to jail again. But what happened, I guess it was a week ago. No, it was 6 days ago. So I've been rained out of work like all week long. And I worked Friday. I'm rained out today. I ain't got work today. Otherwise I'd be getting ready for work in like an hour. But anyway, so this is what happened. I was on my way to go look at a car. I decided I'm tired of driving a Navigator because I need to be getting like 40 miles a gallon like everybody else. But anyway, I was on my way to go look at a car, and I was getting low on gas, so I stopped at the gas station and filled my truck up. And I normally don't even go into gas stations because everything is like overpriced in there. I just swipe my card, get my gas, and leave. But this particular morning, I was kind of hungry, so I was like, I'm gonna go in here and get something to eat. So I got a couple pieces of pizza. Come back to my car, get in it. It's like been super hot down here and super muggy, and like my AC was on, and my windows was fogged up, and I'm pulling out the gas station parking lot, and I look out the window, and like my window is pretty fogged up, but I could see out of like half the window. I look down the street, and there's nothing coming. So like I pull out, but I guess there was a car in the fogged up part of my window that I couldn't see, and I pull out, and I had a little fender bender with this dude, and he was a big dude. And he was a GD, I could see like he had 7-4 tattooed on his shoulders, and he jumps out the car like he wants to fight. And I'm just, like I ain't really feeding. Like I told him like, yeah, it's my fault, bro, my bad. But dude act like he want to fight. But I think when he seen, he could tell I wasn't scared of him. I guess he calmed down. But he was like, call the police. Dude starts like throwing shit out the car, like into the weeds, like all kind of stuff. He was riding dirty as hell. But anyway, he's like, you got insurance? I'm like, yeah, I got insurance. And so I show him my ID and all that. Anyway, he's like, call the cops. So I call the cops. I report, I said I just had an accident. And police get there, and I told them like, yeah, it's my fault. My windows was fogged up. I didn't see them. So anyway, they take my ID, and they come back, and the cop's like, you got a warrant? I'm like, nah, I ain't got no warrant. Like, nah, you got something wrong, bro. Like, it ain't me. You need to double check it. So like he goes back, and like they keep a cop by me like the whole time. Like other cops come, and I'm like, I'm not gonna run, bro. Like, he's like, oh, that's just protocol. But anyway, he's like, yeah, I validated, man. It's your date of birth. And I'm like, from where? And first he said Putnam County, and that's where I'm from. So I'm just like, what the hell are they talking about? Like, then he comes back and says Rutherford County. And I'm like, well, I know you're bugging now because I don't go to Rutherford County. Barely ever been to Rutherford County in my life. Then he comes back again. He's like, no, it was Putnam County. So anyway, he's like, we got to take you in. So they put the handcuffs on me, put me in the back of the car, took me to Wilson County Jail. And anyway, like he let me make a phone call, called my mom, and I had a checkbook, at my mom's house. So she goes down and to the courthouse and wrote him a check. They said, oh yeah, I didn't even tell you what it was for. I was like, what I got a warrant for? He was like, failure to pay. And I'm like, I mean, I don't owe nobody nothing. Like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. But anyway, yeah, put the cuffs on me, took me to jail. I was in jail like 5 hours, from like 10 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And that shit brought back some bad memories, man. And I remember just, sitting in there, laying on the concrete slab, looking up at the ceiling, reading all the shit wrote all on the walls, and I'm just having like flashbacks. And but like when I talked to my mom, like before they put me in the car, they let me call my mom, and I told her like, hey, I'm getting ready to go to jail. She was like scared at first, and then I told her what it was. But anyway, she's like, don't she's like, don't freak out or whatever, And I'm like, Mom, I'm good. Like, trust me. Like, I'm fine, Mom. But anyway, yeah, she went up to the courthouse, wrote him a check, $1,100. That's what they said. I owed him $1,100. I'm like, man, I've been living at the same place forever, for years and years and years. I ain't never got nothing in the mail saying I owed nothing. Like, I think, like, shouldn't they like send me something in the mail and say, hey, you're about to have a warrant put out for your arrest? But I guess they don't do that. But anyway, yeah, I sit in jail for 5 hours. Even after my mom had paid the money, like they still let me sit there for like 2 more hours probably. I'm sure it didn't even take her that long to go down there and pay it. But they don't get in no hurry to let you out. Like, I think they do that on purpose. But anyway, yeah, they were gonna transport me to that county. But I guess, once my mom went and wrote the check for me and paid them, they called up there and said, yeah, we don't want them anymore. But they still let me sit in there for hours and hours before they finally let me out. So yeah, I had to call an Uber, take me back to my truck. But yeah, that was definitely crazy. I mean, it's all taken care of now. And I actually, once I got out, I called them. I called the courthouse on the phone. I'm like, what did I just have to pay $1,100 for? Like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. And they said that it was for simple possession in 2017, so 7 years ago. And I told them, like, before they took me in there, I was like, look, I just got pulled over yesterday. And I did. I got pulled over the day before that, gave the cop my ID and everything. They went, ran it, come back, told me have a good day. They didn't say nothing about no warrant or no fines or none of that. But anyway, when I called the courthouse, they told me what it was. And I remembered. So in 2017, I got charged with possession of like some prescription medication, like buprenorphine. I used to be on like Subutex, like buprenorphine. It's an opioid. But at the time, I had a girlfriend. We were both on the same medication, and her pill bottle was in my car, and they charged me with possession of somebody else's medication. But once I went to court, they dismissed the charge. But unbeknownst to me, I had to pay $1,100 court costs for that never got paid. And that was 7 years ago, and all of a sudden it just came up, and I went to jail over it. But like I said, it's over with now. And luckily I was rained out of work that day. Like, it didn't cost me, like, I didn't like not show up for work or anything like that. But it was crazy, but it wasn't, I've been through so much worse. Like, it's nothing like being locked up and not knowing if you'll ever get out. Like, I knew, okay, all it is I gotta pay them some money and I can go, so it wasn't that traumatizing. But it was still a little traumatizing because, I never dreamed I'd be looking at that metal toilet again and just locked in there with, in a holding cell. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys, y'all have been there, so you know what I'm talking about. Some of you guys maybe not, and I hope you don't ever have to experience that, because it's not a cool feeling at all. But yeah, I know it's not that crazy, but it's kind of crazy, you know, because I've been living right, you know, like I don't commit crimes anymore. I try real hard to I go to work and go home, you know. Every now and then I'll drink something. Like when I was with my buddy, we hadn't seen each other since childhood, you know. Well, not childhood, I shouldn't say that, but it's been probably 5 years since we saw each other. So we let loose a little bit in downtown Nashville, but as far as that goes, like I rarely do anything that could get me in trouble. But I just want to tell y'all what happened, and I guess that's about all I got to say in this video. I should probably try to get some sleep. It's like 2-3 o'clock in the morning right now. But yeah, I'll come up with something else to tell y'all about soon. You guys have a good night.